Hi, students and friends. This is your host and teacher, Sayyid Ayazuddin Haider. You're watching Learn and Teach by Sir Ayaz. So I will continue my video session for past papers, and this time I've selected Cambridge O levels, that is CAI 5070, and variant is 11. It's of October November 2023. It's paper 1's multiple choice, time 1 hour. There will be 40 questions on this paper, and there are 4 possible answers, A, B, C, and D. You have to choose one of the correct answer. Total mark for this paper is 40. Periodic table is printed in the question paper. So let's start the paper. Number 1. In which changes do the particles move further apart? 1. A gas is heated from 0 degree centigrade to 25 degree centigrade. This must be correct because when you heat the gas, the particles will move further away. So this statement is correct. Number 2, pressure is applied to a gas at constant temperature. When you apply a pressure to gas at constant temperature, they will come closer to each other. So this can't be the correct statement. 3, steam condenses to form water. Steam is the gas state and water is the liquid state. And when you condense steam, it converts to liquid, which means the particle come closer to each other. They will not move further apart. So this is also incorrect. Number 4, water evaporates at room temperature. This is also correct. Water is liquid state. When it evaporates, the molecule leave the water surface, which means it will move further away. So only statement 1 and 4 is correct, which means B is the correct answer in this case. Number 2, data about 2 compounds is given. Both compounds have a simple molecular structure. We have compound H2S and PCl3. The melting point and boiling point of both of these compounds are shown. Boiling point indicates that H2S exists as gas at room temperature and pressure, and PCl3, the melting point and boiling point suggests it must be in the liquid state at room temperature pressure. 2 bottles are placed close together inside a large container at a temperature of 90 degrees centigrade. One bottle contains 1 gram of H2S. The other bottle contains 1 gram of PCl3. A detector is placed in the container 2 meters away from the 2 bottles. The 2 bottles are opened at the same time. Which row is correct? Compound that reaches detector first. First of all, we have to decide which of these will reaches the detector first. For this, I need to work out the MR of both of these. MR of H2S. Here is hydrogen. 1 is the AR of hydrogen. What about sulfur? Here is sulfur. AR of sulfur is 32. So 2 multiplied by 1 plus 32 gives 34. Now MR of PCl3. Where is P in the periodic table? Here is P. AR is 31. What about Cl? It's 35.5. We have 1 atom of P, so we have 31, and we have 3 atoms of Cl, so 3 will be multiplied by 35.5. Plus 31, 137.5. So it clearly indicates that H2S must diffuse faster than PCl3. So either A is correct or B is correct. Both C and D is incorrect. You see, I have narrowed down the choices. Now it will become easier for you to choose the best answer in this case. In A, what they are saying, explanation, gases diffuses faster than liquids. This can't be the explanation because we are comparing the MR. In B, H2S has a lower MR than PCl3. This is the correct statement. So B must be the right answer in this case. 3. Substances can be elements, compounds, or mixtures. Which row is correct? Now in A, we have copper as element, which is correct. Brass as compound. This is incorrect. Zinc is mixture. This is incorrect. So A is incorrect. B, element methane. This is incorrect. So no need to read the other options. You can save your time in this way. C, nitrogen is element. This is correct. Compound, carbon dioxide. This is also correct. Mixture, water vapor. This is incorrect. So obviously D will be the right answer. Element, oxygen. Compound, glucose. Mixture, air. 4. The letters X, Y, and Z represent different atoms. We have X, Y, and Z. Which statement is correct? A. X and Y are the same element. If you look at the proton number, both of these have same proton number. So they must be the same element. So A must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading the other statements. B. X and Z are the same element. So if you look at the proton number, they have different proton numbers. So they can't be the same element. This is incorrect. C. X has more protons than Y. This is wrong because X and Y both are having same protons. D. Z has more neutrons than Y. For Z, if you want to work out the neutrons, it must be 40 minus 20 gives 20. What about Y? 39 minus 19 gives 20. They have same number of neutrons. This is also incorrect. A will be the right answer in this case. Number 5. A student makes 3 statements. 1. Calcium ions have a 2 plus charge and oxide ions have a 2 minus charge. This statement is correct. Number 2, magnesium ions and oxide ions have the same electronic configuration as neon. Here is magnesium and here is oxygen. Magnesium is a metal, so it will lose 2 electrons. Here is a proton number of magnesium, which means it has 12 electrons. So after losing electrons, Mg will be left with 10 electrons. Mg plus 2 will be left with 10 electrons. What about oxygen? Oxygen has 8 electrons. So after gaining 2 electrons, it will acquire minus 2 charge or 2 minus charge. Now it will also have 10 electrons. Both of these have acquired the electronic configuration of neon. Here is neon. 10 is the proton number of neon, which means it has 10 as the number of electrons. So this statement is also correct. 3. Calcium ions have 3 full electron shells and magnesium ions have 2 full electron shells. Calcium ion, where is calcium? Where is calcium? Calcium has, it's in the 4th period and it's in group 2. So it will also lose 2 electrons like magnesium and then it will be left with 18 electrons instead of 20. So how many shell will it has now? 2, 8, 8. 3 shells. What about magnesium? 2 plus 2, 8. So this statement is also correct. So all these 3 statements are correct. So A must be the right answer for number 5. Number 6. 4 statements about graphite, diamond, and silicon 4 oxide are listed. Number 1, diamond and silicon 4 oxide are both very hard and similar structures. This is correct because diamond has tetrahedral structure. This is the structure of diamond. I am drawing the small part. And silicon oxide, 4 oxide also have this structure. So the statement is correct. Number 2, in diamond, each carbon atom is joined to 4 other carbon atoms. This is also correct. Because in diamond, one carbon is attached to 4 other carbon atoms. Number 3, silicon 4 oxide forms a giant structure of silicon and oxygen atoms. This is also correct because it is a giant structure of silicon and oxygen atoms. Number 4, diamond and graphite both conduct electricity because they are both forms of carbon. This is incorrect. The reason is that only graphite conducts electricity. Diamond does not conduct electricity. So only 1, 2, and 3 is correct. So A must be the right answer for number 6. Number 7. Which row is correct? A, ammonia compound molecular formula NH4. This is incorrect because ammonia, the formula is NH3. B, ethene molecular formula C2H6. This is also incorrect. The formula must be C2H4. C, methanol. It's a compound formula CH4O. This is correct because methanol, the formula is CH3OH or CH4O. So this is the right one. So this must be the right answer. For your convenience, I am reading the last choice also. Compound propanoic acid, molecular formula C3H8O2. There will be 3 carbon atoms in propanoic acid. The formula, structure formula must be this: CH3, CH2, COOH, or 3 carbon C3, H3 plus 2 plus 1, 6, O2. So this is incorrect. So C must be the right answer for number 7. 8. Compound Y is the only substance formed when 500 centimeter cube of ammonia reacts with 250 centimeter cube of carbon dioxide. All measurements are at RTP. RTP is room temperature and pressure. What is the formula of Y? Now what I will do, I will convert this into moles. We have 500 centimeter cube of ammonia. At RTP, we know that 1 mole occupies 24,000 centimeter cube. Therefore, X mole occupies 500 centimeter cube. This will be for ammonia. So X becomes equal to 500 divided by 24,000. So the answer is 500 divided by 24, 0.0208. 0.0208. What about carbon dioxide? Same logic will be applicable for carbon dioxide. This is for ammonia. So for carbon dioxide, we'll get 250 divided by 24,000. 250 divided by 24. 0.01. 0.0104. These are the moles for carbon dioxide. So I will write here's CO2 and here's NH3. If 0.0104 reacts with 0.0208, then 1 mole reacts with X of ammonia. This will help us in predicting the number of molecules involved in this. So X is equal to 0.0208 divided by 0.0104, 2 moles. So we must have 2 moles of ammonia reacting with 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So if you look at the choices, so only choice B seems that in this 1 mole of carbon dioxide has reacted with 2 moles of NH3. Because a compound is having CO2, N2, H6. So this looks correct to me. What about in 1? In 1, we have N2, H8 and CO3. So this is incorrect. What about C? In C, we are having N2, H4, CO. This is also incorrect. Last one, N2, H8, CO2. This is also incorrect. So B must be the right answer. 9. How many sodium ions are there in 30 grams of sodium sulfate? Now, what I will do, first of all, I will convert this gram of sodium sulfate into moles. What is the formula of sodium sulfate? Sodium, ion is Na, sulfate is SO4. You have to learn SO4 must carry -2 charge. Where is sodium? Sodium, here is sodium, it's in group 1, it's carrying +1 charge. So, ignore their charges. These subscripts will be exchanged. What you will get? You will get Na2SO4. What about the MR of Na2SO4? NaSO. Na, AR is 23. S, here is S. AR is 32. Oxygen, here is oxygen. AR is 16. So 2 multiplied by 23 plus 32 plus 4 multiplied by 16. You have 46 plus 32 plus 64. 46 plus 64. 142. 142 is the MR. So in order to calculate the moles of Na2SO4, we need to divide 30 gram by 142. So what you will get? 30 divided by 142, 0.211. 0.211. So NO2SO4. So NO2SO4 to 1 mole gives 2 moles of Na. You see, 2 is here. That's why. So 0.211 mole gives X moles. Cross 2 will be multiplied by 0.211. 0.211 multiplied by 2. 0.422 moles of sodium ions. So 0.422 moles multiplied by 6.02 into 10 raised to power 23. What we will get? 0.422 multiplied by 6.02, 2.540 into 10 raised to power 23. So B must be the right answer in this case. Number 10. 3 compounds are listed. Copper 2 nitrate, CuNO3 hold twice, zinc sulfate, ZnSO4, sodium thiosulfate, Na2S2O3. Which row shows the element that is present in the greatest percentage by mass in each compound? Relative formula mass of each of these is given. For CuNO3 hold twice, it's 188. For ZnSO4, it's 161. For Na2S2O3, 158. Let's see. For copper 2 nitrate, they have mentioned copper and oxygen. We need to know the AR of these elements. Copper, Cu, oxygen, O, Zn, zinc, sulfur, sodium, Na. Copper, where is copper? AR is 64. Zn, 65. So we have 64, 65. Oxygen, it's 16. Sulfur is 32. Sodium is 23. Let's work out for copper 2 nitrate first. So we have one atom of copper. So 64 will be multiplied by percentage copper. 64 multiplied by 100 divided by 188. 64, 100 divided by 188. $34.04. What about oxygen in CuNO3 whole twice? So we have 3 multiplied by 2, 6 atoms of oxygen. So percentage of oxygen will be 6 multiplied by 16 multiplied by 100 divided by 188. Six multiplied by 16 multiplied by 100 divided by 188. 51.063. Now, which means that either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. You see, I have narrowed down the choices, so no need to work for the oxygen in zinc sulfate as well as in sodium thiosulfate. And you don't need to work for the percentage of zinc in zinc sulfate because obviously both C and D contain zinc. So zinc must be present in the large percentage. What about sodium thiosulfate? It's either sodium or sulfur. If you look at the formula of sodium thiosulfate, it is Na2S2O3 and AR of Na is 23. You need to multiply it by 2. So for Na, if you multiply 23 by 2, what you will get? You will get 46. What about sulfur? Here you also have sulfur. So sulfur, where is sulfur? Sir, it's 32. So 32 multiplied by 2 because there are 2 atoms of sulfur in it and you will get 64. So obviously sulfur must be present in the large percentage. So D must be the right answer in this case. Number 11. The complete combustion of 20 centimeter cube of gaseous alkane X requires 130 centimeter cube of oxygen. Both volumes are measured at RTP. What could be the identity of X? So what I will do, I will convert these into moles. It's written at RTP. So at RTP, you know, 1 mole occupies 24,000 centimeter cube. Therefore, X mole occupies 20 centimeter cube. So X will be 20 divided by 24,000. So we are getting 0.0008 moles for the alkanes. What about the other one, oxygen? This is for the alkane. For oxygen, same logic is applicable, and I will divide this time 130 by 24,000 centimeter cube. So 130 divided by 24,000, and we are getting 0.00541. 0.00541. Now let's calculate the oxygen for 1 mole of alkane. These are the moles. 0.0008 reacting with 0.00541 CO2, this is alkane. 1 mole reacting with X mole of O2. 0.00541 divided by 6.7625. Or 6.762. So which means if you'll round it off for oxygen, we need to multiply it by 2. So for alkane, there must be 2 moles of the alkanes reacting with 2 multiplied by 6.7625, 13 moles of O2. 2 moles reacting with 13 moles. So butane, what is the formula of butane? Butane is C4H10 plus O2 gives, and here they are saying complete combustion, CO2 plus H2O. So I'm saying 2 moles reacting. So I will write 2 here. So 2 for the 8. What about oxygen? They are saying 13 moles. Huh? I'm writing 13 here. So for hydrogen, 10. I will write 10 here. What about oxygen? 10. Here 10. 8 2s are 16. 16 plus 10, 26. So A looks correct to me. A looks correct to me. For your convenience, I am doing the combustion reactions for the others also. Ethane. What is the formula for ethane? It's C2H6 plus O2. Now they are saying 2 moles reacting with 13 moles. What you will get? CO2 plus H2O. CO2, 2 2s are 4, 4 CO2. What about hydrogen? 6 H2O. How many oxygen here? 4 2s are 8. 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6 gives 14. So this is incorrect. We are not getting 14. You must get 13 multiplied by 2, that is 26 atoms of oxygen reacting. So C, methane, CH4, this also seems incorrect to me. 13, 2 moles, CO2 plus H2O, carbon 2, hydrogen, 4 2s are 8, this is also incorrect. Propane, C3H8 plus O2, 2, 13, DFCO2 plus H2O, carbon, 6 CO2, water, 8 H2O. Let's count oxygen. 6 2s are 12. 12 plus 8 gives 20. So this is also incorrect. So A must be the right answer for number 11. Number 12. Aqueous copper 2 sulfate is electrolyzed with copper electrodes. What is the equation for the reaction occurring at the anode? Now copper electrodes are used, which means there must be increase in mass at cathode due to deposition of copper +2 ions as copper, and decrease in mass at anode due to the copper anode dissolving to gives Cu+2 and 2 electrons. So A must be the right answer in this case. Other choices are incorrect. 13. Three statements about fuel cells are given. A hydrogen oxygen fuel cell requires a continuous input of fuel and oxygen. This is correct. Number 2, in a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, hydrogen is burned in oxygen to produce electricity. This is incorrect because H positive ion reacting with the oxygen produce water and electricity is produced in this process. When a hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is operating, water is the only chemical product. This is also correct. 1 and 3 is correct. So C must be the right answer in this case. 14. Under certain conditions, nitrogen reacts with oxygen to form N2O. 2N2 gas plus O2 gas gives 2N2O gas. The reaction pathway diagram is shown. Here's the reaction pathway diagram. This reaction pathway diagram shows it's an endothermic reaction. What is the activation energy of the reverse reaction? So we need to calculate the activation energy of the reverse reaction. So delta H in this case, what you will do, you simply subtract delta H from activation energy. Here's the activation energy. It's EA, activation energy, and this one is delta H. So EA minus delta H. So 447 minus 164 minus 164 gives 283. So D must be the right answer in this case. It's plus 283. Number 15. Hydrogen and bromine react to form hydrogen bromide. This is the reaction. Bond energy data is given in the table. Here is a bond. We have HH bond, BR bond, BR, H bond, BR. Bond energy in kilojoule per mole. What is the enthalpy change? Delta H for this reaction. You know the formula for delta H. Energy needed for bond breaking minus energy released in bond making. So what do you have? We have H2 plus Br2 gives 2HBr. I am going to draw the displayed formula of these. So we have H2, H bond H plus Br bond Br. This is the reactant. These are the reactants. Products 2HBr, HBr, HBr. So HH, we have 436 plus BR 193. What you will get? 3 plus 6, 9. 9 plus 3, 12, 629. 629 minus we have HBr 2 multiplied by 366. 2 multiplied by 6, 12, 2, 6, 12, 1, 13, 2, 3, 6, 7, 732, minus 732, 629, 629, minus 732, minus 103. So B must be the right answer for number 15. Number 16, octane C8H18 is a hydrocarbon. When octane is mixed with an excess of oxygen, no change takes place unless energy is supplied. If energy is supplied in the form of heat or an electric spark, a change takes place quickly. The products of this change include carbon dioxide. Which part of this description shows that the change is a chemical change? Remember, during a chemical change, we will always get new product. So in A, octane is a hydrocarbon. This statement does not suggest that it's a chemical change. B, no change takes place unless energy is supplied. This also is incorrect statement. C, the change takes place quickly. This is also incorrect. Carbon dioxide is produced. This is the correct statement because we have new substance produced. New substance produced. So this must be the chemical change. So D must be the right answer. Number 17, student plans to investigate how the rate of the reaction changes when hydrochloric acid and calcium carbonate react. This reaction CaCO3S plus 2HCl AQ gives CaCl2AQ plus H2OL plus CO2G. Three methods are described. You see in one, record the mass of the flask and contents every 30 seconds for 5 minutes. Number 2, measure and record the volume of gas in the syringe after 30 seconds. Number 3, count and record the total number of bubbles of gas in water every 30 seconds for 5 minutes. This doesn't make any sense, but the choice is there. Okay, which methods could be used to measure how the rate of reaction changes? So for me, 1 and 2 is practically possible. So we can measure and record the volume of gas in syringe after 30 seconds. This is practically possible. But the marking key says that 1 and 3 is the right answer. 1 and 3 is the right answer, which is C. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know how you can count the number of bubbles of gas in water every 30 seconds for 5 minutes. But C is the right answer in this case. Number 18, aqueous bromine is an equilibrium mixture. Br2AQ plus H2L gives OBr minus AQ plus Br minus AQ plus 2H positive AQ. Aqueous bromine is orange in color. The species on the right-hand side of the equation are colorless. Changes are made to 3 separate portions of the equilibrium mixture. Which row shows how the color of the mixture changes when a small amount of each substance is added? So if you add sulfuric acid, what will happen? In sulfuric acid, you are adding sulfuric acid, which means the equilibrium will shift to the left-hand side, which means it will become darker orange in color. So A, B, C, one of this is correct. D is incorrect. Now I have narrowed down the choices. You have 3 choices now. What will happen if you add solid sodium bromide? If you add solid sodium bromide, it will again turn to darker orange. So C is incorrect. Either A is correct or B is correct. What will happen if you add water? If you add water, it will become paler orange because of the formation of Br minus. So B must be the right answer in this case. Number 19. In which substance does the nitrogen atom have the same oxidation number as a nitrogen atom in HNO2? So oxidation number of nitrogen in HNO2. Hydrogen is attached to all non-metals, so it must be carrying +1 charge. For nitrogen, I will write X. What about oxygen? There are 2 atoms of oxygen. If you look at the group number of oxygen, it's highly electronegative. It's here. It must be carrying -2. So I will write 2 multiplied by -2. Overall charge. Don't see any charge, so I will write 0 here. So +1 plus X gives -4 is equal to 0, or X minus 3 is equal to 0, or X is equal to +3. So it must be carrying +3. Assume the following oxidation numbers for the other elements in these compounds: H +1, F -1, O -2. They have provided this information. So N must be plus 3. A must be the right answer. So in A, it's carrying plus 3 because there are 3 atoms of fluorine and each fluorine is carrying -1. For your convenience, I'm doing the finding the oxidation number of nitrogen in other ions and compound. For NH4 positive, the overall charge is +1. We have X for nitrogen. How many atoms for hydrogen? 4. Hydrogen carry +1. So X plus 4 gives +1, or X equal to +1 minus 4 gives minus. This is incorrect. C, NO. It's very simple. Nitrogen carrying -2, so it must be carrying +2. This is also incorrect. What about NO2 plus? NO2 plus means overall charge is +1. 2 atoms of oxygen, so 2 multiplied by -2. X plus X minus 4 gives +1, or X is equal to +1 plus 4, it's carrying +5 here. This is also incorrect. A must be the right answer. Number 20, lime water is aqueous calcium hydroxide. Which statement about lime water is correct? It has a pH below 7. This is wrong. This is not acid solution. Acid solution will have pH below 7. B, it gives a blue-green color in the flame test. So we can't get blue-green color for the calcium ion in the flame test. This is also incorrect. So it must be having orange color in the flame test. C, it reacts with ammonia to form an ammonium salt. Will it react with ammonia to ammonium salt? This is wrong. Acid will react with ammonia to form ammonium salt. So only choice D must be the right answer. It turns yellow when methyl orange is added, as it is alkali. It's alkali. So this D must be the right answer in this case. Question number 21. Which two oxides will both react with aqueous sodium hydroxide? Sodium hydroxide is alkali, which means it's a base. A is calcium oxide and copper 2 oxide. This is incorrect. The reason is that both of these are alkali or base. They are base, so they will not react with sodium hydroxide. B, calcium oxide and zinc oxide. Zinc oxide is amphoteric, but calcium oxide is base. It's not amphoteric oxide. Amphoteric oxides are those oxides which reacts with both acid and base, or acidic and basic oxide. So this choice is also incorrect. C, copper 2 oxide and sulfur dioxide. This is also incorrect because copper 2 oxide is basic oxide and sulfur dioxide is acidic oxide. Only sulfur dioxide will react. Copper 2 oxide will not react. D will be the right answer. Sulfur dioxide is acidic oxide and zinc oxide is amphoteric. So both of these will react with sodium hydroxide. 22. A solution of sodium carbonate is added to tap water. A white precipitate forms. Which ion present in the tap water causes the precipitate to form? Is it chloride? A. Incorrect. Chloride ion will not react with sodium carbonate. B. Magnesium. This looks correct to me because magnesium is a metal. So it will react to produce white precipitates. What about C? C, potassium. It's not possible. Potassium is highly reactive, so you can't have potassium ion present in the tap water. D, sulfate. Sulfate is also not possible because it's insoluble. It's not found in the tap water. We usually have magnesium ion or sodium ion in the tap water. So B must be the right answer. 23. The characteristic properties of elements change from left to right. across period 2 of the periodic table. On the left of the period, the charge on the ion formed by an element is number 1, the same as the group number. Number 2, negative. Which statements are correct? So on the left of the period, the charge on the ion formed by an element is the same as the group number. So these are the elements on the left side. Group 1, group 2. So what they are saying? They are saying the charge on the ion formed by an element is the same as the group number. This is correct because group 1 forms +1 and group 2 forms +2 charge ions. What about second statement? Second statement is negative. This is incorrect. They won't form negative. So only statement number 1 is correct. So B will be the right answer for 23. 24. Which statement about the group 7 halogens is correct? Here is halogen. These are the halogen. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, tennessine. Bromine consists of Br2 molecules at room temperature and pressure. This looks correct to me because all of these exist as diatomic and they are in the molecular form at room temperature pressure. You have F2, Cl2, Br2, I2, At2, T2, TS2, sorry. Number B, iodine will displace bromine from aqueous potassium bromide. This is incorrect because if you look at the position of iodine, here is iodine. It's below bromine. So it can't displace bromine from aqueous potassium bromide. See, the halogen becomes darker in color as the relative molecular mass decreases. This is incorrect because if the relative molecular mass decreases, the color becomes lighter. You go down the series, the molecular mass increases. If you go up the series, the molecular mass will decrease. Molecular mass decreases and color becomes lighter. So halogen becomes darker in color as the relative molecular mass increases, not decreases. So this is also incorrect. This statement is also incorrect. D, the halogens become more volatile as the relative molecular mass increases. This is also wrong. So go down the series, they do not become more volatile. The top of the series, you have more volatile halogens. So this is also incorrect. So only A is the correct in this case. 25, a power cable requires an element that conducts electricity, has relatively low density, is ductile. Which of these properties does aluminium have? Aluminium have all of these properties. So A must be the right answer. It conducts electricity because it's a metal. It has a relatively low density, which means lighter. Is ductile, which means converted into wires or made into wires. 26. Which diagram represents the structure of an alloy? What are alloy? They are a mixture of metals. You must have big size metal atoms in between small size metal atoms. So B must be the right answer for 26. All the other choices are incorrect. 27. Most metals react with oxygen in the air to form a metal oxide. Which metal forms a metal oxide layer that reduces its apparent reactivity? We know in the reactivity series, aluminum is the only metal that forms protective oxide layer, which prevents its further reaction. So it's lacking reactivity in due to this reason. So A must be the right answer. Other choices are incorrect. Copper, iron, silver, they do not form any oxide layer. 28. Which statement about corrosion of metals is correct? Correct. A barrier method is used. A barrier method is needed to prevent the corrosion of stainless steel. We can't use this method to prevent the corrosion of stainless steel, because in barrier method, you have to provide or put a block of a more reactive metal. So in order to avoid the other metal to corrode. So this will not help stainless steel. Stainless steel is an alloy. B. Iron corrodes to produce hydrated iron monoxide. This is wrong, because iron exists in either Fe+2 or Fe+3. So it will form either iron 2 oxide or iron 3 oxide. Usually it forms iron 3 oxide during corrosion. C. Sacrificial protection uses a less reactive metal attached to the metal object that is being protected. This is wrong, because in sacrificial protection, we use more reactive metal in order to avoid the corrosion or rusting. D. When corrosion occurs, the metal loses electrons to become positive ions. This is correct, because in corrosion, metal loses electron. 29. Some metals and the compounds in their ores are shown. Which type of reaction occurs in the extraction of each of these metals from its ore? So we have highly reactive metals and more reactive metals. So only one method that will be applicable to all of these. And the reaction occurs during their extraction. It's common. They all need to be reduced from their ores. So reduction must be the right answer in this case. 30. Which statement about natural sources of water and the domestic water supply is correct? Chlorine is used to remove taste and odors in the treatment of domestic water supply. No. It's carbon or charcoal. Activated carbon or charcoal is used. B. Metal compound from detergents can deoxygenate natural sources of water. This is also incorrect. They do not deoxygenate. C. Photosynthesis provides the oxygen needed for aquatic life in natural sources of water. This looks correct to me, because photosynthesis is the process which produces oxygen. And in water, it produces this oxygen which is needed by the aquatic life to survive. Desedimentation removes nitrates in the treatment of the domestic water supply. This is also incorrect, because nitrates are soluble, and sedimentation method does not remove a nitrate. It removes the suspended particles. So C must be the right answer for number 30. Moving to next question. Gases that may be present in the air are listed. Number 1, neon. Number 2, carbon monoxide. Number 3, nitrogen. Number 4, methane. Which gases are atmospheric pollutants? So neon is not present in the air. Even if it's present in very small quantity. It's not responsible for pollution. So 1 is incorrect. What about 2, carbon monoxide? Yes, it's a pollutant. Carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. Number nitrogen. Nitrogen is also not pollutant. So this is incorrect. Methane, yeah, it's responsible for global warming. So 2 and 4 is the right choice. So C will be the right answer. 32. Which compounds are in the same homologous series? A. CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, comma, CH3, CH, CH, CH3. This does not belong to the series. The reason is that there must be double bond in this. So we will draw it like this. It will like this, CH double bond, CH, CH3. So this must be the incorrect answer. B. CH3, CH, CH2, CH, CH3. Then you have CH3, CH2, CH, CH2. Both of these belongs to same homologous series. What about the last one? And CH2, CH, CH2, CH3. This looks correct to me, because if you draw the structure for these CH2, CH, CH3, it will be CH2 double bond CH, CH3. Next one, comma, CH3, CH2, CH double bond CH2, comma, CH2 double bond CH, CH2, CH3. This looks correct to me. They belongs to series alkene. They must have one carbon double bond. What about C? CH3, CHOH, CH3, comma, CH3, CH2, CH2OH, and CH3, CH2, C double OH. This is wrong because here we are having alcohols initially, then in the end we are getting carboxylic acid. So this can't be in the same homologous series. D, CH3, CH2, CH3, comma, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, and CH2, CH, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is also incorrect. The reason is that the last one belongs to different homologous series. The last one belongs to alkene. First two belongs to alkane. So B must be the right answer for 32. 33. The diagrams show 4 structures of C4H8. C4H8, it's an alkene. So there must be double bond in it. Number 1, 2, 3, 4. They all contains double bond. Which structures represent the same molecule? Same molecule means they are having the same structure. So let's place the numbers on the carbon atom according to this functional group. This is a functional group presented. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to start the numbering from the carbon having the functional group. So it containing double bond between 1 and 2. What about second one? 1, 2, 3. Here we have branching, so 1 and 2 is different. What about 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also different from the initial 2 because in this you have double bond at between 2 and 3. What about number 2? 1, 2, 3. You are having branching at 2 and double bond is present between 1 and 2. So 2 and 4, they are same. 2 and 4, they are same. So D must be the right answer in this case. Other choices are incorrect. 34. The displayed formula of 2 organic compounds are shown. 1, it's methanol. 2, it's an ester. Here you have ethyl group and this is methanoid. So you write ethyl methanoid. What are the names of these compounds? 1 is methanol. So either C is correct or D is correct. Both A and B is incorrect. You see, I have narrowed down the choices. Now it become easier for you to choose a right answer. So C must be the right answer because it's ethyl methanoid. 35. Two products of the separation of petroleum are the lubricating oil fraction and the paraffin fraction. Which statement is correct? The lubricating oil fraction is more viscous than the kerosene paraffin fraction. This looks correct to me because lubricating oil fraction is below kerosene. B, the lubricating oil fraction is more volatile than the kerosene paraffin fraction. This is incorrect. The reason is that lubricating oil fraction is below kerosene, so it can't be more volatile. The fraction above in the fractionating column are more volatile. C, the lubricating oil fraction has lower boiling point than the kerosene paraffin fraction. This is also incorrect. Lubricating oil fraction must have high boiling point than kerosene. D, molecules in the lubricating oil fraction have the smaller chain lengths than molecules in the kerosene paraffin fraction. This is also incorrect because molecules in the lubricating oil fraction have large chain lengths when you're comparing with kerosene or paraffin fraction. So A must be the right answer for 35. 36. An incomplete equation for the reaction of propane with chlorine is shown. A student writes 3 statements about this reaction. Number 1, the activation energy for this reaction is provided by ultraviolet light. This statement is correct because it is a reaction in which ultraviolet light provides activation energy for this reaction. Number 2, C3H7 Cl has 2 different structural formula. This also looks correct because there are 2 different structure formula or isomers for the C3H7Cl. It will be CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl, or CH3, CHCl, CH3. So this is also correct. 3X is an acidic gas. This is also correct because during this reaction, substitution reaction takes place. Cl will replace one of the hydrogen atom and producing this hydrogen chloride gas, which is an acidic gas. So A must be the right answer for 36. 37, glycerol is an alcohol with 3 OH groups per molecule. This is glycerol. What is the equation for the combustion of glycerol? I'm going to write the molecular formulas. This will help you narrow downing your choices. So we have 3 carbon atoms, C3. For how many hydrogen atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. H8. Oxygen 3, O3. C3H8O3. C3H8O3. So D must be the incorrect answer. We are left with A, B, and C. One of these is correct. Okay, let's see the other choices. B is also incorrect. The reason is that one of the products is H2. You can't get H2 during the combustion reaction. You will get carbon dioxide and H2. So either A is correct or C is correct. Okay, let's balance. Let's check the balancing or number of atoms on each side of the equation. In equation A, we have 3 atoms of carbon on right hand side, 3 atoms of carbon on right hand side. What about hydrogen? 8 atoms on the reactant side, 4 twos are 8, 8 atoms on the product side. This is also correct. What about oxygen? 5 twos are 10, 10 plus 3, 13. Product side, 3 twos are 6, 6 plus 4, it's 10. So this is incorrect. C must be the right answer. If you count the number of atoms, how many carbon? 2 3s are 6. On the product side, it's 6. It's correct. What about oxygen? 2 3s are 6 and 7 2s are 14. 14 plus 6, 20. 6 2s are 12. 12 plus 8, it's also 20. So oxygen is balanced. What about hydrogen? H8 on the product side. 8 twos are reactant side. 8 twos are 16. On the product side, again, 8 twos are 16. So this is the correctly balanced equation. 38, compound X decolorizes acidified aqueous potassium manganate 7. Compound X has the empirical formula C2H5O. Some possible structures of X are shown. This must be alcohol because aqueous potassium manganate oxidizes this alcohol to carboxylic acid. During this reaction, it gets decolorized. It's C2H5O, so it must be ethanol. So one must be the right answer. What about the other choices? Two. Is 2 possible? 2 is also alcohol, 3 is also alcohol. Let's see if 2 and 3, they also get oxidized. 4 can't be oxidized. because it's already containing carboxylic group. 2 and 3, it's possible. They can be oxidized. Let's see their molecular formula and empirical formula. For 2, how many carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have C4, hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. H10. And oxygen is 2. So if you simplify it, you will get C2H5O. So this also looks correct to me. What about 3? Let's write the molecular formula. C. 1, 2, 3, 4. C4. Hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again H10. What about oxygen? Oxygen is 1, 2, O2. So it's also having C2H5O. 1, 2, and 3. So A must be the right answer for 38. All these 3 can be oxidized and they all have same empirical formula, which is C2H5O in this case. 39. Which statement is correct? A filtrate is left on the filter paper during filtration. This is wrong because filtrate is a liquid that passes through the filter paper during filtration. B, a saturated solution contains only substances with single bonds. This is also incorrect. This does not give any information about the presence of single bonds. C, a solute is a substance that dissolves a solvent. This is wrong. Solvent is a substance that dissolves a solute. Only D is left, which is correct. A solution can never be described as pure. Yes, this is correct because solution is a mixture. So it's not a pure substance. Last one. A student does 2 experiments. Experiment 1, ammonium carbonate is reacted with dilute hydrochloric acid. Experiment 2, ammonium carbonate is heated with aqueous sodium hydroxide. In each experiment, the gas evolved is tested with damp blue litmus paper and damp red litmus paper. We have experiment 1 and then we have experiment 2. In experiment 1, when carbonate is reacted with acid, we will get the gas carbon dioxide. So it's an acidic gas. In experiment 2, when ammonium carbonate is heated with aqueous sodium hydroxide, it contains ammonium ion. So it will produce ammonia gas. It's a basic gas. It's basic gas when dissolved in water produces alkali. Which row correctly shows the color of both pieces of litmus paper at the end of each experiment? For experiment 1, damp blue litmus paper turns red, will not affect red litmus paper. In experiment 2, damp red litmus paper turns blue, it has no effect on blue. So C must be the right answer for this question. Thanks for watching. Press like and share my videos. For more videos, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon.